So let me create a new class. I'll say like method overloading concept. So public static void main, I'm just selecting it. All right, so couple of things. This might be useful for you whenever you are working. So it's not like every time you do. So if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9 programs are opened. So I want to close everything except this method overloading. I want to close everything. So right click and you see here option called close others, right? Or close all, different options you have. I'll say close others. So everything will be closed except the one that you want to keep it opened. So first, let's talk about what is this method overloading and why we need to have this method overloading concept as one of the important thing. So let's take this example. So I'm taking the example of login. And then after that, we are going to see practically or where you have to use this method overloading concept with some practical examples. So I'm saying again, we are not writing any Selenium WebDriver code until we learn the concepts of Java properly. Once we have done, we will see how to convert this in terms of our Selenium code and everything. So that is where I was saying, like at that time, we will visit back the same examples one more time. So consider that in my application, there is a different possibility of logging in. So I have almost 4 different ways of logging in into the application. So somebody can log in with only username. Somebody can log in with only username and they can log in with password. Okay, username and password. And they can log in with username. They can log in with password. And they can also log in with confirm password. This is the another possibility. And there is a possibility that they can log in with account number. They can log in with password. So this is the next combination. Or there is a possibility that they can log in with only OTP, like one-time password. Or they can log in with only one particular thing, which is called as email ID. You need to enter the email ID and also you need to enter the password. Right? So these are the multiple possibilities that can happen. Now talking about the first one. So talking about the first one, which is nothing but these two combination. So username can be a string and password can be a string. So I would call this as a string combination. Username can be string, password can be string, and confirm password can also be a string. Account number will be an integer and password is going to be nothing but a string. OTP is going to be an integer. And coming to this email ID, this can be a string and this can be a string, right? So these two are of same category, but this is a different category, this is a different category, this is a different category and everything, right? So how do we deal these kind of things? So everything is of one application only. So there are different possibilities of logging in into the application, right? So let's see how we can achieve this with the help of method overloading concept. Okay, so let me go back to the Eclipse now. And now I am writing different methods. Public, I'm creating a non-static methods. Public void login. I'm taking the first combination where username is string and password is also string. Open the curly brackets and then close it. This is the first one. Both are string. Sysout. Both are strings. Okay, both are strings with two combinations. Now I am taking the second combination where now first thing is I will copy the same method name and I'll paste it here. So in Java, you cannot have the method name same. You cannot have the arguments also same. So here if you see, total 2 arguments are there and 2 arguments are of string only. Okay, this is not possible. But you can have the method name same and number of arguments different. Number of arguments different. This is permitted. You can have same method name and number of arguments different. So here I have 2 arguments. Here I have 3 combinations. Now I'm going here. We cannot have same method name and same number of arguments. Right. So this rule you have to keep in mind. Now the first one, what I have done is method name same, data type same, but number of arguments different. So here I have 2 arguments and here I have 3 arguments. So method name is same, login is the method name. Data types are same, string and string, but number of arguments are different, which is 3 arguments here. This is called as method overloading. This is called as method overloading, right? Which is the first rule. Now, second rule is, so I'll go here, public void login. So what if like your username is integer and password is string? I'm talking about a email ID and password. Sorry, I'm talking about a account number and password. Talking about account number. Account number is integer, right? Account number is integer, but password is a string, right? So this I would call both. So not both. One is integer and other is string with 2 combinations. So method name is same, number of arguments same, but data types are different. Method name is same, number of arguments are same, but data types are different is also called as method overloading. Method name same, number of arguments same, but data types different is also called method overloading. Is also called method overloading. What if like I have this combination, public void login, and here I'm going to say int OTP, one-time password. So method name is same, number of arguments are different. This concept. Number of arguments are different. And you can also have this public void login string We are just passing the username. This is also acceptable. Method name is same, number of arguments same, but data type is different. That is also called as method overloading, right? So you will say sysout one argument, and here also sysout one argument, but data type different. Okay, so this is all about your method overloading. Now, can I have static, and can I have static here? Can I have static and static? Can I have static also here? Can I also have static over here? So you can basically, you are able to overload a static method. What is overloading? So overloading is tomorrow if I have to call this method, right? Tomorrow if I have to call this method, how do I call? So I'll simply say this is a static, this is a static login. Okay, now if you see there, it's your choice which one you want to call, whether this login or this login, this login or this login. What if like you haven't selected any of this? Now suppose if I know that this will accept the integer, so it will call only this method. That means this method is overloaded on login, login and login. So only that particular method is called. You can have multiple methods with the same names but different arguments, different data types, but whenever you are calling, it will go and overload on whatever method it has to call with, whatever arguments you passed with. So I don't need to write different methods like login, int param, int argument, and login with string argument, and login with two arguments. I don't need to separately write. I don't need to define these many methods. I will define only one method name, but I'm going to give the arguments and all different. That concept is called as method overloading concept. That concept is called as method overloading concept. Questions in this? Where do you use except login? Like this is a very common example they will give me whenever I ask somebody in the interview, right? Like usually I also take a lot of interviews in my real life. So whenever I ask some question in the interview and whenever I ask them, can you tell me where you have used method overloading concept? Simple login, that's it. You ask me 100 questions, I'll give you example of login only. Because login is very simple to tell in the interview. But where you have used in your project is the most challenging part that people does not know. So what I generally say to the people is once you are done with the training and once you have realized that okay, this is what is the reality in the world, you don't come to me for preparing for interviews. If you come to me, I'm more than happy. If you are not coming to me also, I'm more than happy, because you know what example to be told in your interview. That is what my training comprises of. What we are learning for every concept, we are learning how the concept is. For every topic we are learning the concept. We are also seeing some examples where might be used in your project. So this will give the understanding to the people who are going for interviews. Oh, if somebody asks me this, explain this example what has been covered in the training. 99% the interviewer should be convinced with it. Okay, the second part most of the people they will miss. Even the same examples, I would say, like I'll not take the credibility that I created by my own. I also have learned somewhere, but correlating it on the projects, majority of the people will not do. So the second part is important when you actually go for interviews and for clearing the interviews. And when you're working, automatically it will be in place. So that we have to learn for every concept. And that is what we are learning. That is what we are doing for everything. Do you guys agree or do you guys don't agree? Everyone. Okay.
Yeah,
So if
agree.
somebody don't agree, I'll say like these are my proofs. 01, 02 are because of that. Okay. So I'm insisting that you have to agree with me. Simple words. Okay. So let's see a couple of
So,
examples in real time where it will be. Yeah. Yes, Srinivas.
sorry, actually, you were gonna say that only. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm explaining with two examples, not one.
Okay.
Okay. So let's take that your project is. Okay. So I feel paint is better. Yeah. Okay, let me clear off this. So we achieved all these combinations. I'm not saving this. All right. Okay, so let's see where this will be used. So consider that you are working on a, I'll take Home Depot. Let's say your project is Home Depot or your project is Amazon or your project is also something called as, let's say your project is also eBay. All these different projects you have. Same thing can be applied for our banking sectors also. Now, consider that in this Home Depot application or Amazon application or eBay application, there is a functionality that is used by everybody. What you can do is this is your application, and this is also the same application, and this is also the same application. So what we have is there is a possibility that there is a search field and you have a button called as search button. Okay, search button functionality you have or find functionality you have. Now next combination you have is there are two fields. Okay, one is called as, there are two fields. This is one field and this is also another field. You can enter both the values and you can click on search button. Okay, so in the third combination you have only one field. Okay, so you have only one field and you can enter some values in that field and you can click on search button. Okay, so what is happening with your first combination is I will not enter any details and I'm going to click on search button. I'll not enter any details. I'm not going to enter the product name. I'm not going to enter any details. Directly go there and when I click on search, it will display all the products of Home Depot. Second is I'm just entering the name of the product if you know the name of the product, and you are entering your price range from which price to which price you have to basically, or you are entering a price so that whatever matching prices and product name, it will display everything. And the third combination is you'll just only enter the name of the product. I'm not worried about the price. I'm okay to pay from $100 to $500 or whatever maximum limit they have. These are the three different combinations that a customer can do. So what we will do in our Eclipse is, what we will do in our program is, so let me create one new class. I'll say like method overloading concept underscore practical. All right. So main is missing. I will simply type main, enter. Now here I'm going to create the method public void. I'm creating a non-static. So public void search. I'll say like search details. So what I'm doing, I'm directly going and clicking on clicked on search button. So I'll take the next method. So in this method, I'm saying, so search with product name. And here what you are doing, you are entering the product name. Entered product name. So I'm going to pass the same product name here. This is the second one. And the third one is, let me copy. So search details, product name, comma, int price. Int price. So I'm searching with the product name. I'm searching with the price also. So entered price is, I'm just taking that price here and then click on search button. Right. So now what I'll do is I'm going to call the first one. So which is nothing but search details. So to call a non-static method, this is non-static, this is non-static, this is non-static. I need to create a reference. Objref is equal to new class name. Now obj reference, sorry. Obj reference dot. Now which search one you want to call? Let's say if a customer wants to search only by clicking on search button, call the first one. Obj reference dot. Suppose if you want to search with name and price, you give the name. Let's say I'm searching for Nest thermostat and the price is somewhere I'm looking for $200. Now if we want to call the method of only the product name, so I'm just saying like robot vacuum cleaner. So now which one do you call? So method name is missing. Sorry about that. Method name. So whenever you are calling this, it will overload on these two. Whenever you call this, it will overload on this and this. Whenever you call this, it will overload on this and this method. Right? So when you right click here, run as Java application, it just clicked on the search button for the first call. Now it is entering the name, it is entering the product, and then it is clicking on search button. Now it is only entering the name and then it is clicking on search button. So this is the concept of method overloading. The only thing is in real time, you will not keep it here. You are going to keep it in a different class and from there you will call. You are going to keep it in different class and from there you will call. Okay, for that we need to understand inheritance concept and all those, so that we are going to see shortly, maybe today if we have time or tomorrow session. Then we will keep all these things in one class called as reusable functions class, and from there we will call wherever you want to. That is the key thing that you have to know from your framework perspective. That is where most of the people will be fumbled. Making sense, this example? Making sense, this
Yes.
example? Srinivas, this was your question?
Yes, Naresh.
Okay, so I will rename this. Okay, what I want to do is I kept the class name like this. So I will rename. How do you rename? Refactor rename. So I'll just rename it to 001. Finish. So it will rename automatically. Those changes will get affected here. Let's take another example. Class, and I will copy this because I can just copy and new class I will say 002. All right. This is what we do. Even we are going to create one method of method overloading for this application practically in the actual WebDriver code. I will show you how to create this. Same example, we'll just build the skeleton. So consider that I have a Facebook application. In Facebook, I want to create a new account. Now I need to fill my date of birth. As a practice of filling the value in a date of birth, let's say this is October, right? It could be October, it could be 31, it could be 2020. Take any drop down. So for any drop down, there are three possibilities that you can basically select the value. So the first possibility is based on the value that is displayed. Okay, this is the text. So we can pass the text and we can select the value from there. This is the first possibility. We can just pass the text and then we can select the value from there. Now the second possibility is when you click on this, these are all the text. That is what the first possibility is. Second possibility is, let me right click on this and say inspect. Okay, let me right click and then say inspect. Now I inspected for this. Okay, even I can do for this, even I can do for this. When I inspected this, as this is a drop down, the HTML tag name will be select. Expand. Now you see there option value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, because you have 12 months and all the 12-month values are this. Okay. Now I want to select based on the text, I pass this value. Now suppose I want to select based on the value. There is a tag called value. Value is this is the attribute name. This attribute name has been given by the developer. Developer said for January I will give value as 1. For February I will give value as 2. For March I will give value as 3. For April I'll give 4. For December it's 12. So what I'll do is I want to select based on the value. This is the second combination. Based on value. And the third combination is for every value, for every text value, right? There is some index number. So index number of January is 0. Index number for February is 1. Index number for March is 2, because your index will always start with 0. So I can select based on index. I can select based on index. Okay, so three possibilities for any drop down. Even if you take this drop down, right, you have all these things. Now I will inspect for this. When I inspect for this, this is the one, right? So this is the one. Now you have a value based on value. Suppose if you pass value as 3, it will go and select 3 there. Now suppose if I pass text, let's say if I am passing 27, it will go and select 27 from there. This is the text. This is the value. Now what is the index value for, let's say 10? So index value for 10 is, here it says it is starting from 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Index value for 10 will be 9, right? So based on index also you can select. So what I do for any kind of drop down, I will create one generic method. Now you understand why you need a method. Now you need to understand why we need to pass arguments. Now you should understand how do you create a method overloading concept, all three concepts together now practically. Okay, so I'm creating method public void select val select value from drop down. I can have one method, okay, for all this, or I can have three separate methods: public void select from drop down using text. This is one method. Now, second method is public void select from. Okay, let me copy this and do the change. Using index. First example is I'm going with the methods concept. Okay, I'm not explaining method overloading concept, with the methods concept. Public void select from drop down using value. So using text, this is going to be string text value. This is going to be string, sorry, index will be of integer. You need to pass integer index number. So this is of going to be string because value is given in double quotations. If you see, indexes are this. Okay, you can count index like 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the reason index will be given as integer and the value will be given as string. So string drop down value. So this is how you create a method. For any drop down you want to select based on text, they will use this. For any drop down, if they have to select based on index, they will use this. For any drop down, if they have to select based on the value, they will use this, but some properties will be changed. There will be one more argument which will be added that I'm going to show you practically when we go into that. Right? So now I can have a overloading concept also. So that overloading concept is public void. So if you see, this and this are string, both are passed as a string. So for this I am using overloading concept. Public void select val from drop down. So I will say string text val, or you will say like string val. Okay, this is one. This can be taken care, right? Both are of strings. Now I am also going to create one method, public void select value from drop down. This is going to be integer index number. Now if you see, this is overloaded on this, or this is overloaded on this. Okay, here there will be one more argument which will come called as element value. Okay, here you will have this also will be there. So this, what is this element value, all those things we are going to discuss. This is how you will create a methods, and this is how you are going to do the overloading concept. All right, for now let me remove this and let me remove this. Yeah, questions in this?
Naresh, quick question.
Yeah.
So for these methods that are overloaded to be called, they have to made a static, right?
You can make static, you can make non-static also.
So
You
when I
can
was
have both.
trying means I was doing simultaneously. So when I was trying to call the method which is having just void, which is non-static, it was
Hmm.
not showing me the methods. But when I made them as static, then I was able to see them.
Okay,
Did you-
so let me try to do it here. Same examples, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Obj reference is equal to new this one,
Okay.
right? So now here, if you see obj reference dot, now see there.
Okay. Okay.
I could able to. Now suppose if you are, let's say I'm passing index as 1. Now what I'll do is I will not create any reference. Yeah, so I create a reference. Let's say this is which one I called index, right? This is somewhere. So I'll try to call, I'll make this as static.
Okay.
Okay, now what I'll do is there are two ways of calling. What is the first way? Directly take the class name dot select from drop down using text, because this is static one. This is the first way of calling. I'll just pass the month as October, right? Or second way is directly you call that method. This should also take.
Okay. Got it. I would have done some mistake then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe main you have missed. That could be the reason. If you are calling it inside a main, it should take. Just check
Okay.
that you have main or not. Usually what we do is when we try to create a new class like this, right, we'll forget to select this. That is a common mistake we do.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
Manish. Thanks.
clear? Method
Yeah.
overloading. Any questions? No questions? Okay, let's discuss couple of interview questions.